Instagram SEO is becoming super important. If you want to improve your Instagram strategy and make your content perform better, then this video is for you. Ready? Let's do this. Hi my lovely people, it's Natalia and welcome back to my channel where I help you create better content and grow on social media. And today we're on the topic of Instagram SEO, which the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri himself told us to use to make our content better, so you know it's the real deal. In this video, you'll learn exactly what Instagram SEO is, what's the role of keywords in all of this, how it's connected to the algorithm, and how you can apply the Instagram SEO strategy yourself. And by the way, big shout out to Aleem at Living Limitless Co for this awesome question under one of my recent Instagram posts, and I'm so happy I can dive deep on it today. Make sure you stay till the very end because I have a tip that I know not a lot of people use and it's quite an important one. All right, straight into it, let's go. Point number one, what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization and simply means making your content better for the search engines. And I realize that even saying Instagram SEO can sound a bit intimidating, but for all my wonderful content creators out there, don't worry, it's not as scary as you may think, and I'm here to explain exactly how you can use it in your own strategy. Now, before, we used to think of SEO in a more traditional sense of Google and getting your blog posts or websites to rank high there. However, since more and more people started searching for stuff on social media platforms as well, SEO started getting gradually more important there too. And I'm sure you know that both Pinterest and YouTube have always been based on search very heavily since they both work as search engines. And you do have the algorithmic homepage of recommendations on those, but the search bar is usually what the users are after here. Since we have more and more content being produced on platforms like Facebook or Instagram, they are improving their search performance because they need to be able to cater to the needs of their users and make sure to deliver the content that they're interested in when they ask. Now, with the rise of TikTok and the fact that Gen Z use it as a search engine more than Google, it's no wonder we're seeing more focus on the search engine functionalities on Instagram because with so many other functions, they need to stay competitive. This is exactly why SEO is going to be your best friend when it comes to your presence on IG. Now, how do we improve our SEO? Well, we need to start with keywords. So point number two, what are keywords? Keywords are basically any phrases that people are searching for, so anything you type into a search bar to find specific information. If you think about them this way, they're like a gateway for the people to actually find your content. And let's start with an example of a fashion creator on Instagram. Your audience is going to be using specific terms in the search bar like how to find your style, full outfit ideas, how to dress better, style tips, and all of these searches are actually considered keywords. Now, when you use these specific keywords in your content, and I'll explain more on how you do it in a second, so make sure you watch the whole video. When you use these keywords in your content, the people who are searching for them have a chance of stumbling upon your post or a reel and then stay for more. This is why it's such a great tactic because with the importance of SEO going up, this is our way of improving our chances to get discovered. And let's be honest, the engagement and reach on Instagram have dropped significantly lately. It's a trend across the board, so we need to get smarter about getting new eyes on our content. And another important role of keywords is that they help the algorithm define your content and your account as a whole. And by the way, this is precisely why you need to be consistent with the subjects you talk about. Let's look at the two examples here. One, we have an account belonging to Gemma. She's posting a lot of things like travel stories, fashion content, a bit of money tips, some health and fitness stuff, basically anything and everything that Gemma's life revolves around. And then two, we have Isla, who consistently posts only on the subjects within a specific niche, which is home organization, despite her being interested in many, many other things. Who is more likely to consistently attract a specific audience? Of course, Isla is, and this is also going to be reflected in the keywords. When the algorithm sees that the keywords in her latest posts are from the same niche, it's going to be that much easier to recognize it is a home organization account and push that content out to the people who are interested in that subject. Side note, I can definitely relate to Gemma and all of you out there who don't feel like boxing yourselves in within a narrow niche because I'm very much multi-passionate too, but I really believe that it's so much easier to build a larger engaged following with a consistent subject matter. It's much more cohesive, less confusing, so people know exactly what they're following you for. Okay, we know what the deal is with SEO and it's clear that keywords are, well, key here. Now we need to know how to actually find them. So point number 3, how to find keywords. Since we're focusing on Instagram SEO today and I want to make it easy and accessible, we're not doing an extensive keyword research here. The simplest way to identify the keywords for you and your niche is to think about what you know your audience is interested in already and start typing that stuff into the search bar. This way you'll see plenty of suggestions for those keywords. You can do it on Google, on YouTube, and on Pinterest, but you can also stick to Instagram since we already have this more keyword-based search available. If we take the fashion IG example from before, here's what I found under the fall outfits category. We've got fall aesthetic, fall fashion, we've got fall fashion inspo, autumn vibes, autumn outfit, autumn fit inspo, and that's just from the quick search on IG. What I'm doing here is literally typing fall, seeing the suggested keywords, and then jumping into those and trying to identify some more similar phrases. So that's one very simple tactic to find good keywords for your content. Obviously, I chose a very specific subject here that's going to help you for a specific post and only for the season, but you can do the exact same thing with your general niche subjects for your account. Now, can you go further and do a more elaborate keyword research? Absolutely, you can do it if you want. You can use tools like SEMrush, but remember to not put too much pressure on yourself if you don't exactly have the time or the resources to do it right now. Instagram SEO is still getting better. I feel like we're focused on more simple keywords that can be easily identified, and we don't have to look for very detailed long chain keywords to beat the competition. It's the totality of your Instagram presence that counts, and it's important to focus on consistency, on being relevant to your audience, and the quality of your content in general. Another side note here to make things even clearer for you, there's actually a specific way in which Instagram ranks search results, and I'll talk about it in the order of importance. The most impactful factor here is the actual text that's being typed in the search bar because IG wants to match it as best as it can with all the different places these keywords appear in. This tells us that it's definitely worth doing a small keyword research to know the exact phrasing that people use when searching. The second factor is the activity, so the level of interaction the searcher had with the accounts that show up. This is why building an active community on IG is so important because you're more likely to show up in their search when they've engaged with you previously. The third factor is the info about the results themselves, which means that if the search is popular, it's also going to take into account the popularity of the post measured by the likes, shares, and the amount of followers a particular account, hashtag, or a location has. Okay, we have our keywords sorted, but now where do we put them, right? Well, let's start with handle, your name, and your bio, and that's point number 4. I hope at this point you know your bio needs to be well optimized to invite the visitors to your profile to actually stay and follow you. If not, check out this video right here to learn how you can make it better. But do you know that your bio can get better with the use of keywords? Yes, your bio is the perfect place for them. So if you know your core keywords, put them on there so that your account shows clearly what you normally cover. As a nutritionist, you could include something like weight loss tips or healthy recipes. You get my point. Now, if you're just starting out, you could also think about using a keyword in your actual handle. When you look at how the search on Instagram works, you'll be able to see that it pulls accounts based on their name and their actual handle too. This may be something to consider if you want to appear in the searches this way. And if you look at the simple search for a nutritionist, a lot of the accounts that show up here do have nutritionist in their handle. But among those, you'll find a ton of people with this same keyword in their display name. And I think this is where you can really use it to your benefit. I always recommend the format of name, the vertical bar symbol, and then the keyword, especially now that we have more than 30 characters available there. Definitely consider including your actual name there so it displays properly in DMs or suggested accounts. When you follow with the keyword defining what you do or your niche, it's just the perfect combination. Just look at Christina here with her handle at type 2 diabetes nutritionist, which is very keyword dense, followed by her display name as Christina Cook RD. Bar, diabetes dietitian, and she even threw in some keywords in the bio for good measure. I found her account simply by typing in nutritionist, so you can clearly see she's done well on the Instagram SEO front, especially that she's not a massive account. So shout out to Christina, good job with this. Since I want you to know I'm not making things up and actually rely on official recommendations, you can take a look at this post from the creators. I've linked it down below in the description box if you want to check it out, along with the Maseri video. Point number 5. caption. This is an Instagram growth tactic a lot of people are sleeping on. Here's how we can really help the algorithm understand our content well and push it to the right people. At the very beginning of this video, I've mentioned that Messeri said himself that we should optimize for search. I'm going to put this video up somewhere here or here, but what you need to know is that he said specifically that captions are key. From my own experience, when I started using keywords in my captions in a very, very low-key way, I've definitely noticed an improvement. My posts started reaching a more targeted, a better matched audience, and let me say, I'm here for it. I feel like this is a crucial bit of the whole Instagram SEO puzzle because it's the perfect combination of the two functions I've mentioned at the beginning, so improved discoverability and better categorization. Since we can click on the keywords when we're searching for something, people have an easy way of discovering a variety of posts that are relevant to them right in the moment when they need them most. This mechanism has a chance to work because of our captions. When these same people find the answer to their question with a well-crafted, quality piece of content, then it's a win. This exact need that's answered can contribute to them consuming more of your content and staying for longer, which is ultimately what we want. If we add to it a bonus in the form of engagement when they comment or reach out to you through a DM, this all collectively tells the algorithm that your content is worth showing further. And this is how you get on the path of success on Instagram. So if there's one thing you should take from this video, is that you should include a few keywords in every one of your captions. They should be relevant to the subject of the post to provide a bit of context and act as an emphasis of your niche so that the algorithm knows what you post about. There's no need to load it with keywords, just a few is fine, but it's important to use them naturally and not create some robotic sounding caption just for the sake of SEO. I should probably mention here that location tags are also important for search optimization, so it's worth including them in your posts, especially if you're a local business. But wait, there's more. There's another thing you should always include in your caption, and that's hashtags. So point number 6. I posted a whole video on the hashtag strategy last week, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them here, but there are two crucial pieces you need to know about them in the context of SEO. Here's why you always need to use hashtags in the captions and not in the comments. Although your content will appear under specific hashtags when you put them in the comments, so it can bring you more reach, it's not going to help optimize your content for SEO. And here's why. The caption is something you provide as a creator, so the algorithm naturally analyzes it to better understand this piece of content. It does not do the same for the comments since it's a public space where anyone else can write something. So when you include hashtags in your comments, you're missing out on this huge opportunity of appearing in search results and the algorithm categorizing your content even better so you can push it to the right people. Now, some people may say, hey, if you're using keywords, what's the point of using hashtags? Well, let's start with the fact that Messeri said to use hashtags, and this is still the official recommendation. They help connect the dots for the algorithm even further. And remember, people can actually follow hashtags, so it's natural that your content would be more likely to be shown to them. Apart from that, hashtags show up when you search for keywords, which you can see right here with the wedding bouquet example. You'll find that people are still searching for hashtags or in the hashtag format, so clumping the words together, and this is a way for your content to be shown to them. So I would absolutely still use hashtags, and if you want to know how to do it best, you know where to go. Point number 7, alt text. And now my favorite little nugget of gold that's so often overlooked, alt text. If you don't know what alt text is, it's basically a bit of text that describes your graphics visually, and it's especially important for people with visual impairments. As Instagram explains, it uses object recognition technology to identify what's on a photo or a graphic and describe it to people who use a screen reader on IG. Even though this technology is in place, you can actually provide a better description yourself, and the great news is, this contributes to your SEO as well. Basically, when you specify what's on the image, you can include keywords there which are going to, again, help you rank in search and help identify your content by the algorithm. So every time you post a carousel, a single graphic, or a photo, take that little extra time to add keyword-rich alt text for each of them, describing things like the colors, the objects or people, and what the graphic says if it includes text. It's best to keep it concise though, because only alt text under 100 characters can be used by the screen reader properly. To do this, you have to go to advanced settings here at the very bottom of the screen when you're adding a new post, then select write alt text from the accessibility section here and type your description. One of the crucial things I want to point out here is to not use alt text to just insert your keywords. This is something I've seen recommended many times online, and here's why it's a really bad practice. As I mentioned a second ago, alt text is there primarily to help visually impaired people understand the image, and it's essential to their experience on social media in general. When you type out your own alt text, it replaces the text that would have been generated by this object recognition technology. So when you just list a bunch of keywords there without actually describing the post, they have no way of knowing what the image looks like. No matter how well optimized the post is going to be, it's not worth excluding a part of the community from experiencing the post fully. Are you going to use Instagram SEO in your strategy? I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments down below. Make sure to watch this video next to find out how to use hashtags best in 2022. Spoiler alert, things have changed there too. And subscribe to my channel for more in-depth content creation and Instagram tips. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.